somehow, from the beginning of the Mass to the end of the Mass, I got through the whole Mass without even knowing or remembering, my cues to when the next song would come up or whatever. Because throughout that entire Mass...
You were sort of an autopilot? It
Yeah.
just came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So throughout that entire Mass, God was talking to me.
Right.
And I'm one of those guys that I'm kind of skeptical when people talk about, these kind of things. I'm thinking,
Yes.
I'm thinking, boy, you nuts. Well, that's what happened eventually. People thought I was kind of like loopy, I was like nuts because they thought I was kind of just seeing things or making up things.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
No, it was all real. So when the rays were shooting out of my chest, they started going over the choir, and then it stopped, and I started feeling like happy, like, really happy. And then he just uttered this word, joy. So throughout the minute, he uttered these words.
When you defined who he is,
oh, God.
you're talking God.
Yeah. And I just knew it was him. Joy, peace, love, forgiveness, and trust. Those, 4 different things. Because towards the end of that, he had me turn around and look behind me, and he was standing right behind me, and I could see the rays of light coming out from his hand, down to my back, and out. Then I knew it was coming out of my chest. So he wanted me. I'm trying to make this short because we only have like this short
we have
program,
time.
right?
We have time.
But he wanted me to share with other people, about his divine mercy, and that God forgives everybody. At one point during that experience, I asked him, I said, Lord, do you even forgive people that kill other people? And he tilted his head and goes, everybody's forgiven. Not that I'm trying to tell everybody go out and kill other people. No, that's not the point. The point is that he just forgives everybody.
Right.
And then he wanted me to write about the experience and share with everybody, about his divine mercy.
Right.
And I knew then I had to write the book about that. And the last thing he told me was from that point on, that day, till I die, is that I'll be praying for the sick and the dead.
Right.
I started finding myself just out of the blue showing up at the parish, like, sitting down sort of in the back and like started, praying along with the Mass for, somebody who was lying in state. And Francis, our choir director, would say, oh, do you know this person? And I said, no. I just kind of came to pray for him.
Right.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. So I know that people won't really understand that, but this book, and also too that people have different, philosophies in life, and, there's Buddhism, there's Hinduism, there's, Christianity, I mean, everything out there, under the sun. Muslims as well too.
Right.
For me, for Steve Yagyagan, that was my experience, and I was hoping that this book would really take off and do well. Well, fast forward to one of the Divine Mercy conferences that we have here in San Diego every year. I met a guy who is like a scientist who goes out to sort of like investigate. When he has priests saying, "Hey, listen, there's something moving in our." In the bread, the body of Christ, that we use for communion. And he would inspect those things. And so that was his thing. And he works for the Vatican. Well, he told me, I would recommend you write this book in the third person. And I said, really? He goes, yeah, like it's somebody else's experience. And I said, why? And he said, well, because in my experience, 80% of the priests out there will never believe that you had this experience. Because they feel like, I should have that experience.
But what calls people to the church as being priests? Is it usually a message from God, or is that when someone says, "I want to be a priest, a Catholic priest"? Is it because God came to them? Is that normally what it is?
I'm sure they all.
I'm sure that happens.
Yeah, they have their own experiences,
right.
But like, I don't know. For me, with this Divine Mercy experience, all I know is it was real. But he also said, this guy that told me to write in the third person, he said that. There have been people who've made up stories too about apparitions of Christ and that kind of stuff.
To sell books or something like that. Yeah. Maybe can sell a lot of books here.
Whatever it was, get attention. I don't know
Right.
what it is. I just know that for me, I'm standing before you, or sitting before you, and I'm here on the air, or whoever's listening out there, I'm not lying. I've told people too before, hey, give me a lie detector test. I'll tell you everything that I saw that day. That I can actually sit down and tell you, like, step by step, everything that went on in that Mass when this happened to me on March 18, 2000.
And it's always the same story.
Yeah.
There's no changes.
Oh, yeah. My buddy Marvin, every now and then you'll hear it, and he was, like, shaking his head, because he hears the same thing as, like, a recording,
Right.
But, yeah, so this book, I've been feeling like I want to go back and rewrite it in the first person. So I may do that at some point in time.
Right.
And I do want to, I sent an electronic copy to the Vatican. Haven't heard back from them. I do want to,
You send an
meet
electronic
with them.
copy to the Vatican,
Yeah.
and to talk about your experiences that happened in church.
Hmm. And then I sent one also to
Right.
the Divine Mercy folks in Massachusetts. There's
Did they
a
get
shrine,
back to you?
a shrine over there.
Huh?
Yeah, they didn't really acknowledge. All I was told was that the priest who was communicating with me, he says, your life's going to change. He goes, I talked to a lot of people who've had this kind of experience, and he
Mhm.
said their life's never the same ever again.
Mhm.
And it's true. It hasn't been the same for me. I've been woken up at 3 a.m. to pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet by him, by God.
Mhm.
Every now and then I get woken up too. And he's like, hey, Steve, it's time to go pray for your friends. I'm like,
Right.
really? Because it's like 3 a.m. And what I learned was 3 a.m. is the miracle hour when God, fulfills miracles. 3 in the afternoon is his hour of mercy, where he forgives all sins.
Mhm.
And, the more I researched about this, my wife helped me a lot too, because she's been a lifelong Catholic. I've
Right.
been only Catholic before I got married.
Mhm. So since you're
About
like 25,
28
25?
years, yeah.
Right.
And before that, 10 years of my life was Buddhism, and then before that was Christian, was Methodist.
Now, your experiences with other religions,
Mhm.
Buddhism, Christianity, you said Methodist.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the Samoan culture
Yeah.
are Methodist, right?
Methodist, Mormon.
So what made, because so obviously you have some other things, other beliefs that you grew up with.
Yeah.
So how do you intermold those with the Divine Mercy, and how do you get that together? Because some things don't match up with each other, right?
Yeah, good point.
How do you do that?
When I wrote this book, Vince, the one thing I wanted to do, because people fight, and there have been religious wars over the years,
Sure.
for way before we were born, right? And
Usually, what in history, the religion with the biggest gun wins, right?
yeah,
That's history, right? Or
Yeah.
the biggest knives, or
yeah,
usually,
yeah,
or the one who has God in the back.
the squeakiest wheel. I don't know
Yeah,
what it
sweetest
is.
wheel, biggest
Yeah.
gun. And I mean, that's the
And it's
history
funny
of the
because
world.
they fight, and it's
Right.
and
And it's a bloody
they talk
fight.
about
It's not like a god. It's
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
the religious wars, right?
Exactly.
What I wanted to, my goal with this book was, besides sharing what he wanted me to share, besides what God wanted me to share with people out there, was to find commonality in
Mhm.
different faiths. So like Buddhism, and I can talk to Buddhism and Christianity, Buddhism and Catholicism, because I practiced it.
Sure.
I can't talk about the commonality with Hinduism or with Muslim faith, because I don't know that well.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm very little. But so I wanted to find commonality between Buddhism and Christianity,
Mhm.
and I think I put some points in there. It's been a while since I picked up the
You
book.
probably did.
Yeah, and that way people can understand that. Oh yeah, they may not have a God like we have, but they want peace too. Yeah, they
Right.
want forgiveness too, and they want love. They want all that kind of stuff.
Remember, we were driving here, right? We did the show in my car, basically.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about, because I was talking to a friend of mine who practicing Hinduism. Remember, and I said, yeah, I was at church the other day, and priest was saying, the rich man this, the poor man this, the rich man this, the poor man this, and so it always defined that
Mhm.
as the rich man being the bad guy,
Mhm.
and the poor man being the good guy.
Mhm.
Just because I have no money, I'm a good guy, right? Now, how did you going from Buddhism, which doesn't define that,
Mhm.
and into Catholicism,
Mhm.
which defines that? How was that struggle? It must have been a struggle, right? If you really looked into it.
I have, struggled over the years, because, you have like the Old Testament and the New Testament,
Right, right.
and the Old Testament is so strict, as well
Mhm.
too. And
And we were talking about then it's when you read the Bible, Old
Mhm.
Testament, and you read it word for word,
Mhm.
and you have these different lifelong experiences, you're going to define those words in your own way,
yeah,
and then you can create your own church.
everybody.
Let's make a church.
I think exactly. And I was talking about that because there's people out there that they'll interpret the Bible, in different ways,
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
That's
sometimes
what
people
happens
take-
when you do Bible study.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to study the Bible. Well,
Yeah.
this is a line, and I'm going to say, okay, this says an eye for an eye. Well, the way I interpret that
Right.
is, if you hurt part of my family, you kill someone. Well, the Bible says an eye for an eye,
Yeah.
so I'm going to kill you,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do, because that's how I'm reading it word for word.
Right. Yeah.
There's no faith here. I'm just reading it.
Yeah. Right. Whereas, with me, with this book is, to find, peace and forgiveness with people. Not the easiest thing to do. And even
No.
for me, because, with some of the pains I've had in life as well, too, hasn't been easy for me. I try, though, to forgive, those out there. Gotten better.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
still got work to do.
Well, for me, like, I don't want to get into what I'm thinking, but I can be pretty bad sometimes, like getting people back and,
Yeah.
like because of the experiences that I've been through.
Yeah.
If someone is going to like challenge me in any
Mhm.
way, shape, or
Yeah.
form,
Yeah.
I'll get you. I
Yeah.
promise to get
Yeah.
you because it's just what I do. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't
And I'm trying to get away from that because
I-
what rhymes with Steven? Even.
Yeah, yeah.
Even Steven, right? And
This is even Steven.
yeah, when people would do things, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it and worse than what you did to me.
No, yeah, I try to do that, but it's just it'd be blood.
Yeah.
This is Vincent Villafranca, host of Smart Move on ESPN 1700. We'll be sitting here with Steve Yagyagan, author of 3 books, The Divine Mercy, Plantation Prince, and Haikus for Life. We'll be right back in a couple minutes, and we're gonna wrap this up, button it up, and do whatever we do in show business, right?
Right.
We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Awesome, man.
High Court Title of San Diego
Yeah.
is the next generation of title companies. They offer their clients
Yeah, that was good.
complete real
Yeah.
estate services in the nation. They have 4 convenient locations in the greater San Diego
It's going by
area.
fast.
Service all
Huh?
residential
Yeah, it's going by
and
fast.
commercial
Yeah, we're almost done.
High Court Title of San
Okay.
Diego offers
Wait, here,
title
check this
and
out.
escrow solutions. Whether you
What
are
am I doing
buying,
here?
selling, or refinancing, they have you
I did
covered.
Facebook Live,
With
did you know
over
that?
Oh, you did? Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding.
You
Wow.
can count
Oh,
on
I hope
High
it
Court
posts.
Title of
Was
San
it-
Diego.
did you have it on
They
you
have a
talking,
solid history
or-
of servicing customers with high
No, you.
On me?
Not
Oh,
me.
my, okay.
No, you.
They also have unrivaled
Put it,
financial
Did anybody, like, did you see anybody, like,
For
put
all
hearts
Yeah,
and...
real estate
Oh,
people were
transactions.
watching.
Call High Court
Nice.
Title of San Diego
Oh, look, hey.
at 619-260-5200.
Get it started.
oh, cool, man.
Alliance
Where
Escrow,
post?
the most reliable and
Well,
hardworking
it's, you know, it's
escrow
doing the
team in
Dassy.
San
Yeah.
Diego.
Sure.
Oh, my.
Buying, selling, or refinancing a home can be a stressful event, and our
Nice.
friendly staff
Okay,
here
let's
at
do it
Alliance
again.
is ready to make your
Let's
home
do
buying
a
or selling process
Facebook
as smooth as
Live
possible.
again.
We strive
Cool,
for
Vince. Wow, we
outstanding
got all the
customer service
technology
and are
going
very
on over here. You
dedicated
got
the
to
camera there,
providing
this
top-quality
one.
service to each and
Live
every
radio.
Oh, the technology.
Alliance
This is
Escrow
not recorded,
provides
right? It's
special
live,
discount
right?
to active and
It's
reserve
live.
service
Yeah.
This is
members
live right now.
and
Right.
disabled or retired veterans as well. Whether it's residential, commercial, bulk business, or refinance, call Alliance Escrow today and let us help you close your deal as seamlessly as possible.
Proud of
Call
you, man.
619-609-0015
Embarked
or
on
go to
something that was totally, like, out of what
www.allianceescrowinc.com
your
today.
comfort zone.
That's
We're live again.
609-609-0015.
So I'm
or
live here with Steve Yagyagan. This is Facebook
www.allianceescrowinc.com.
Live.
Alliance Escrow.
And
Your partners
we're
in
going to
real
go over
estate.
this
Hi,
book.
I'm Philippe Heller with the Real Estate Inspection Company.
Haikus
Buying real
for
estate
Life.
today, it's
They
more
have
important
commercials
than ever
going
to
on
have
right now.
thorough home
Oh
inspection.
yeah, no, this is
Oh,
live.
there.
though.
Oh, there.
This
Okay.
is Facebook Live. So this is like more listeners, right?
Hi,
No, I'm
guys.
just kidding.
Thanks for tuning in, man.
Steve.
Go buy some books.
Go buy some books. It's available on
Amazon.com.
We use the
Amazon.com.
newest and best infrared thermal imaging at every
Wait.
inspection 7 days a week. Check us out at
You want me to hold that
Hold
for
this
you?
on you.
Alright.
Hold this on you.
That's
All right, cool.
And I'm gonna put this headphone thing back on.
All right, man.
When do we end? You can tell me. All right.
Right on, Vince.
And the ancient Dan McGranahan. Get fired up by amazing guests from the world of action sports, such as Supercross star Cooper Webb, UFC title contender Donna Cruz, FMX superstar Robbie
Oh, it-
surfers, touring
bad
racers,
reception.
musician Grant Nancaro, and more. The Action Sports Show brings you the biggest
Because
names in the
T-Mobile-
action sports world.
Oh,
Tune in every
yeah.
Tuesday, 6 p.m. on ESPN 1700.
Turn down that radio.
If you finally decided to address your hearing loss, the MD Hearing Aid Air is a medical-grade hearing aid that costs up to
Come on,
10%
T-Mobile.
less than traditional hearing aids. Designed by a Chicago doctor, the MD Hearing Aid Air has a sleek, nearly invisible profile. This digital hearing aid incorporates technology and features found in hearing aids costing thousands of dollars. The Air offers advanced noise reduction, making speech clearer and virtually eliminating annoying background noise. 3 environmental settings put you in control. You select the best setting for your location. Call 1-800-758-2010. Over 100,000 satisfied customers have already made the call.
like it's not
Call right now
connecting.
for our
I need
exclusive
Verizon or
45-day
something.
risk-free trial.
They're
and get
expensive,
free
though.
shipping and a year's worth of free
I was thinking of
trial.
switching
A
too,
$50
but-
value.
Huh?
Call
I was
MD
thinking of switching
Hearing
from
Aid at
Verizon because they're too expensive, but-
1-800-758-2010.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
why
I need the
T-Mobile.
good
It's,
connection.
it's a lot of money.
That's 1-800-758-2010.
Here we go.
The music.
And this is Vincent Villafranca, your host of Smart Move on ESPN AM 1700. The San Diego Realtor for almost 15 years. You can always reach me direct for real estate buying and selling in San Diego at area code 619-972-8798. I'm sitting here with Steve Yagyagan, otherwise known as Boyson Falatusi on Facebook. Also Pio
Pio.
Pio
Yeah.
Yagyagan Jr., because he is a PO.
My classmates from Hawaii only know me as that. Yeah.
Really? So they don't call you that here though, right?
Yeah. I told them, call me what you know me as.
He is the author of 3 books that are available on Amazon.com: The Plantation Prince, The Divine Mercy, and now we're getting to Haikus for Life. And I want to do something fun with the haiku. I
All
guess
right.
I'll keep this phone up here on Facebook Live. We put it to you now, if it's working here. So a haiku is defined as what?
17 syllables.
Okay.
So it's Japanese, right? But to make it easy for Americans, they do it with 3 lines, and the first line would be 5 syllables, second line 7 syllables, and the third line 5 syllables. So 5, 7, 5.
So it could be 4 lines. Got a question? Could it be 10 lines at 7 syllables each?
yeah, it doesn't matter. People write it in
17
different
syllables.
forms, right?
But in Asia, it's just they just look at syllables, so it could be whatever how many
Yeah.
lines it is.
And so technically, when you write
Right.
a haiku, it should have some sort of, it should talk something about nature, and then something about your emotions in there, something that affects you in some way, form, or fashion.
So we don't have a lot of time, so what I'm going to do is something fun with Haikus for Life, which is available on Amazon.com. Just search for Stephen Yagyagand, and you can pop it up. I want to open his haiku book up, and I'm going to flip the pages, and I'm going to grab a haiku, and we're going to talk about it. And I want Stephen to describe what he was feeling, why did he write, because a lot of his haikus, Stephen is a very passionate person. If he puts something down to paper, it means something to him. He's just not going to write stuff down.
Yeah, no,
Right?
exactly.
I know this. So I'm going to do this right now. Boom, I just stopped. And I'm grabbing a haiku. This is fun. Oh, you can like this one.
Okay.
Haiku, 17 syllables or less. This one's 3 lines. And this is, I guess, designed or authored or engineered on September 27th, 2011 on a Tuesday at 7:27 a.m. Who do you think it is?
My dog Koa.
Your dog. It's about his dog Koa, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And here's how it goes. It's a dog is loyal, keeping pace with his master, guards him from strangers.
Yeah.
That's basically Koa.
Yeah.
So now when you were thinking this, when you're walking your dog in the morning,
Yeah.
you're not thinking this, right? But it just kind of comes to you, right?
Yeah.
A dog is loyal. Now, obviously, has he protected you in a certain way? Like what has Koa done for you?
In more ways than
What has Koa done for you lately?
He actually saved me from a pit bull once when we were out there running. We were attacked by a pit bull. Did you know that?
So he was bit by the pit bull?
Well, thank God for his thick hair, because he's half Chow Chow, half Shiba Inu.
He's half Samoan, half
Yeah.
He's got the thick side.
Yeah,
And this
in his own way, right?
Right, in his own way.
And so this dog couldn't penetrate all that hair that he has on him.
Good
He's
thing
a
he has
big
the
fur
hair.
ball, yeah.
Right,
But
right.
he also hurt that pit bull.
Where did the dog bite him?
Was trying to bite him on the back of the neck.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Koa kept biting him on the back of the leg. And
Right.
so the dog
Right.
would keep letting go.
Well, that's good because Koa was bitten on the back of his head where the thick of his
Yeah.
hair was, right?
Yeah.
Usually, pit bulls will go for if a dog is like putting the
Yeah.
paws up, they'll go for the paw
Yeah.
and lock on it and almost tear that paw off.
Yeah.
So him being bit on the back of the head,
Mhm.
that's actually a blessing in disguise for Koa. Did he get hurt from that?
Nothing. It didn't even go through his skin. Nothing at all. I took
Well,
him to the vet. Yeah. He was just kind of like in shock.
And then he bit the pit bull somewhere or
He-
defended someone?
He bit that dog's leg, like the inner thigh or something.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Because so he bit the right spot. Well, the pit bull bit him on. Well, go ahead and
Yeah.
bite me there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's good. So let me go for another haiku because we're
Alright.
going to be ending really soon.
Okay, cool.
I'll go for the earlier ones here.
All right.
This is haiku for Stephen. Okay, here it is. 17 syllables or less, haiku. Even when love hurts, should we limit love? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Love is unconditional. And on the picture, it's you and your lovely wife, Gina.
Yeah. Wow, I'm trying to think back when I wrote that. I know for a fact, I can kind of speak to
Is
as,
Gina listening?
I don't know.
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
I
She
don't know.
knows that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As couples sometimes, when you're falling out, falling out with each other, you still have love there for each other,
How long have you been married, Steve?
28 years.
20 years.
Yeah. And you just got to remember that.
Congratulations. Big applause.
Thank you.
If I had the applause meter, I would do it. I do have one, but I just want to do it. Yeah. So based on this, so even when love hurts, should we limit love? So obviously, married 28 years,
Yeah.
you're not limiting love.
No.
And love is unconditional no matter what happens and all that.
All
good
that
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to a next haiku before they take us out. Oh, there's another Koa one. Look, Koa's already kicking back.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
listening right now. Oh, you know what? I want to talk about this. I want to go to the very last type.
Okay.
17 syllables less. 17 syllables or less. This one is define family, love unconditionally. We have become one. And it's a picture of the family. October 22nd, 2011, 7:01 a.m. Saturday. It's a
Yeah.
Saturday.
Is that with my family? My son, my
Yeah,
daughter, my
yeah,
daughter?
it is. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Right there. You got the goatee beard going on.
I did at that time. Yeah, I know. It was like,
So obviously your family,
yeah.
you know, define family, love and condition. We have become one. So I don't have to go into that one.
Yeah.
That's your family.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can find one that is. Okay, I'll just pick one this time.
Okay.
This is a good one.
All right.
Um,
This is fun, actually. I've never done this before.
This is
fun.
good.
Yeah.
okay, there's actually two that are good. No need for drama.
Mm-hmm.
Be calm, cool, and collected,
Mm-hmm.
and just keep smiling. Kind of like Dory. Remember Neo?
Yeah.
The boy, just keep smiling.
Yeah.
So what do you think about what were you going through some issues here? Did you have some drama and you reminded yourself, you know, you got to be cool and calm and just keep smiling? What happened during this?
I don't remember is there, can I see the picture? Is
That's-
that nature? Oh,
You know that looks like you've been to Kauai,
that's
right?
Kauai, the tunnel
yeah.
of trees. Yeah.
Me and my wife have been there.
Yeah.
That's the tunnel of trees.
Yeah, I can't
I know
remember
this.
Then, like, but in life, you know, sometimes, you know, you have issues with somebody. Could be a friend, could be family member, or whatever.
Right,
You know, you
right.
just gotta just move on. You know, if you keep dwelling on it, then, you know, it just becomes, it makes the wound bigger.
Right. You just have to keep moving on and,
Yeah.
and have fun. So I have room for one more quick one.
Okay.
And now here's one that I'll talk about really fast. It's he reminisces, reliving his days of youth,
Mm-hmm.
lives every moment. Reminiscing, obviously, Plantation Prince.
Yeah.
You had tragedy in your
Yeah.
with your best friend
Yeah.
Robbie at the time.
Right.
So I'm sure you reminisce about that all the time.
Yeah, never.
You try not to dwell on it, but it's there, and it's always in your mind.
Yeah.
Regarding lifting, what is your reason for lifting? Remember, you always post that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Robbie.
yeah, I drive part time for Lyft, and I do that to honor Robbie. My cousin Robbie was killed when we graduated from high school by a drunk driver,
Filipino side, Samoan side.
Filipino side.
Okay.
Yeah. And so to save people from themselves and getting DUIs or killing people when they're driving, I honor him by driving people home safely from the bars. So I use the Lyft code I use for people who haven't used Lyft before is his name, Robbie, Robbie. So if you ever
Right.
use Lyft, just go to lyft.com and then download on your phone app, put in the code Robbie, and you'll get $50 in free rides. And that's for him. I mean, I can talk about this now, but when I was younger, for the first 5 years after he died, I couldn't even talk about it at all.
And you know, we always have to have some sort of purpose in life. We always have to have that. But let me add this real quick. This is Stephen Yagyagan. His books are available. Stephen Yagyagan. If you search for that on Amazon.com, The Plantation Prince, Haikus for Life, and The Divine Mercy. This is Vincent Villafranca, your host of Smart Move on ESPN AM 1700. You can reach me as a San Diego realtor. I've been a realtor here for almost 15 years. You can reach me direct at 619-972-8798. And I'd like to thank Stephen again for being on my show.
Thanks, Vince. Call Vince, guys.
Call me for your realtor. I've been a realtor for a long time, and
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Be safe out there. Call Lyft tomorrow. You can call you for Lyft right on New Year's Eve, and it's a dangerous time to drive, so I would definitely use Lyft. We'll be right back. Hopefully, on another station possibly. Take it easy. Happy New Year.
Is that the live feed recorded?
Huh?
Is that the live feed recorded? Is that what that's playing?
Alliance
I don't know what
The
happened with
most
that.
team in San Diego.
Thanks, bro.
Buying, selling,
Thank you so much, man.
That was
I still have to
fun.
sign that book. I gotta find a good pen.
Yes. We'll turn this off now.
Or selling